All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Colonie Pit, where we catch up with our colony friends and alumni. We have a great guest. Actually, we have a great family on today's show. This is the first ever for the Colonie Pit. Rex, who's on the hot seat for us?
Yes, in the first ever family edition of the Colonie Pit, we have the Tri-5 in the house, the Trimarchi family, Joe, Joelle, Macy, Cam, and Ella. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Very excited to have you as our first family on the Colonie Pit. I consider you guys the first family of Colonie basketball. We're going to talk a lot of hoop tonight, and we're going to talk about the past, the present, the future, and everything in between. But just like we do with everyone on the Colonie Pit, we got to ask you our infamous Curver Cream question. We usually ask people who they would bring to Curver Cream with them, but we're just going to assume you would all bring each other to Curver Cream to save a little time. And, but when you do get to Curver Cream, what we need to know from all of you is what flavor are you getting? So we'll start off with Macy. What flavor are you getting at Curver?
My senior year, after school every day in the spring, I'd get vanilla soft serve with Oreos and gummy bears.
Oh, the multiple topping. I like it. All right, Ella.
I'm pretty basic. I'm kind of a vanilla soft serve with rainbow sprinkles.
All right, Cameron.
I'm a big creamsicle fan, so I'd probably get creamsicle.
Oh, we haven't had a creamsicle yet. Joelle.
Definitely a vanilla with rainbow sprinkles every time.
All right. That's a classic. Joe.
For me, it's the topping. It's got a peanut butter, so I'll say straight vanilla ice cream, but load up the peanut butter on top.
That's my favorite personally. I like it. All right.
Nice. So here we go now. So we'll go a little colony now. Try to break that, see how colony you guys are. So it's family night out. What restaurant are you guys going to for a family dinner?
You want one of them?
Yeah.
Barnside.
Yeah. The Barnsider.
Barnside.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Outback Steakhouse is my favorite.
Cameron loves him some Outback.
All right,
Nice.
Ella.
Barn cider, definitely.
Macy.
Yeah, also big Barnsider fan.
Okay.
Wow.
Macy, just as a side note, do you have a favorite? Just for those of you who don't know, Macy goes to Damon University out here in the Buffalo area, not too far from me. Do you have a favorite Buffalo eating spot?
Buffalo eating spot. I mean, obviously anywhere you can get wings or beef on weck, those are going to be. Charlie the Butcher is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Charlie the Butcher is a classic out here. All right. Favorite place to go on vacation for each of you? We'll start off with Macy.
Love going down to Florida, visiting. Both grandparents live down there, so it's always a fun trip when we get to go down there.
Okay. Ella?
The Outer Banks, definitely. It's my favorite.
Yeah, me too. A while ago, we would go every year, and it was always my favorite.
All right. Joe and Joelle?
For me, it's Aruba. We haven't gone there as a family yet. We're trying to actually put that together now. So maybe that's the next big stop. But I'm a big fan of Aruba.
Okay. Do they have basketball courts in Aruba?
We'll find one or make one if we have to, right?
All right. And then the last warm-up question, I'm curious to hear what the answers to this is. And this is for all of you. Favorite place to play or watch basketball in Colonie, and the choices are the Mug, the Pit, your backyard.
I'll start. This is a no-brainer for me. The Mug is by far my favorite gym I've ever played in, so definitely the Mug.
Okay. Well, you know the name of the show is the Colonie Pit, right? So you might have to get... That's okay, though.
You know, this generation, Rex, doesn't have quite the appreciation for the Pit that some previous ones do.
They don't. That's okay, though. I understand. You guys...
I mean the Pit, the gym.
Right. Probably both they don't have an appreciation for. But, Ella?
The Mug, definitely. It's great in there.
All right. Macy?
For convenience, I'm going to say the backyard, but the Mug's a close second. Sorry to the Pit.
Okay. That's all right. Joelle, what's your favorite place to watch basketball of the three?
Definitely the Mug.
All right. Joe?
Yeah, I guess it would be a tie. Backyard, I'm the backyard champ of this group, horse games and 3-point shootouts. So,
Okay.
but the mug for me is always, I love shooting there. Always did. Love watching these guys play there. So that's a tie for me.
Yeah, I was actually thinking before, you probably never played a true game in the pit, did you?
No, never
'Cause
an
you-
actual game. Maybe some scrimmages or practices. But you did? Did you
Yeah.
play your freshman year or?
Yeah, in ninth grade, I was on the ninth grade team, and we would play quite a few of our ninth grade games after school in the pit. We played some in the mug,
Okay.
but I love the pit. And but yeah, I was like, you probably. I know we did have some scrimmages in the pit, but you probably never played an actual game. But I can tell you, just go way back. One of the first Colony players I ever saw play in the pit was Joelle's brother, Ed, back in the day.
Uncle Ed.
So, yeah, Uncle Ed and Mike Ramundo. That's how far back I go to the pit. So,
I remember going to some of those games. I was a middle schooler, probably, maybe even elementary. But
elementary.
when
Yeah.
I first started going, I went to a couple games there before the mug started in what, 88, 80 something?
Yeah,
like
87,
that?
88, somewhere around there.
88?
So, yeah, a lot of good memories in both gyms, though, for me. So, go ahead, John.
So just before we start, so I saw a lot of heads shaking no about who's the best in the backyard playing there. So let me get that. We need to get that straight off the bat. So who's the best? We're playing horse in the backyard. Who's the best?
Me.
That would be my title. I'm part time at this point. These guys play more games than me, but when I show up, then I'm the one seed for sure. Not in one-on-one. I stopped playing Cam one-on-one.
No, not one-on-one. I will never give a one-on-one.
Yeah, we're talking strictly horse or a 3-point shootout. When I'm there, I take the one seed.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like they're gonna fight you on that.
Yeah. We'll just let your dad believe that for now. And,
Yeah, we'll save that for after.
yeah. All right, John.
All right.
Hit him with your first question.
All right, so we got everyone all worked out here, so we'll get the party started going now. So right now we always start off with the end, which is now, and we'll get back to the beginning. So where are you guys currently living in, and what are you guys? So obviously towards Joe and Joelle, what are you guys doing for work?
So we live in Colonie, obviously. I am a reading specialist for Guilderland Central School District.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we live up in the west side of Colonie off of Albany Street, but I do physical therapy. So I have a practice actually right in the village of Colonie, right on Central Avenue. I'm partners with a chiropractor, 2 chiropractors, and we've been there since around 2000. So we have an outpatient rehab office, sports medicine. I do the therapy side of it, and we've been there for 20 plus years now. Crazy to think.
Awesome.
Wow, good for you guys.
When you say the west side of Colonie, are we talking like the true Stanford Heights west side, or how west are we talking?
Yep.
Yeah, we live up. You remember where Eric Brown used to live off of Nutwood? So our development, we built our house. There's about 40 new homes back here, right past legends Eric Brown and Bill Brown, who I just saw a week or two ago. Or Bill Barnes. I'm sorry, not Barnes. Brown, Bill Barnes. So yeah, our house is in a community right up past there.
Yeah, the Heights. We just talked about, if you guys watch the Frank Ferraro editions, we talk about the Heights and some of the legendary basketball games that were held there back in the day. Not a lot of skill, but a lot of physicality back in the day with the Heights, with some very large people, and I'll just leave it like that.
I always say those kind of games are great for business for me, because we got entertain that they show up at my office the next week.
Absolutely. Go ahead, John.
All right, so here we go. Actually, Rex, you got the next one.
Okay. Cameron, your team had a historic season this past year, which was your senior season. I've been seeing you've been racking up many awards, both athletically and academically, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
My question is, if you had to pick a favorite game from this past season, what's your favorite game?
So it was my first time ever playing at Glens Falls against CBA. It was the section semifinals, and we just came out and dominated the whole thing. So that was definitely my favorite, especially playing against a crosstown rival. So definitely always different beating CBA.
Nice. Great answer. And once again, congratulations on your great senior season.
Thank you.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, actually, Rex, you're right. Actually, I skipped the question. So congratulations, Cameron, on that. Yeah, you're spot on, man. So this question's for Macy. So here it is. So you played at Colonie, has a successful career. Now you're playing at Division II Damien University, where your team recently made a run at the Elite Eight. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Then right here it is. What is your favorite Colonie High memory?
Wow, favorite Colonie High memory. There are so many. I would have to say graduation was incredible. Also, basketball-wise, I would say just trying to make a run my senior year. Obviously, I got hurt, sadly, in one of my last games, but I was still able to come back and just having that moment to play with my teammates again. It was really a great time, and I look back on it and always smile.
Nice.
Cool. Awesome. John, you might as well go right to Ella's question then.
All right, Ella, here we go. So your team won the Section 2 championship this past season. Winning the sectional championship as a 9th grader is very rare, so congratulations on that. Actually, you guys, as a Trimarchi family, you guys had like a busy season this year, winning all sorts of titles and everything. Good for you guys. So the question is, what are you looking to accomplish for the next 3 seasons as a player at Colonie?
I definitely have high expectations now because of what we did this season. I mean, we want to get further than we have, so I mean, a state championship would be nice, but if we could advance to the state tournament too.
Awesome. Yeah, I watched. I've watched all you kids play over the years, primarily through YouTube or some kind of online service. Saw Cameron once in person at the game. We all came back to, who was that against? Boston Spa, I think. And then I saw Ella and her team up over at Williamsville South, because that's near where I live. So that's cool. But I did watch the loss you guys did have against Liverpool. I thought you guys were going to pull that out, but I think in another year you're going to get that win. So I think good things are ahead for you.
Pat, your loyalties would have been torn if we had won that Liverpool game. We would have played Lancaster.
Oh yeah, I live in Lancaster now. Yeah.
Semi-final matchup that we would have had. So
yeah. Okay. Well, maybe next year. Maybe we'll see it. All right. So this question's for Joelle and Joe. With so many basketball games to go to over the years, there's obviously conflicts of different kids having games at the same time, and you can't be at 2 places at once. How do you determine who goes to what game? I'm always curious to hear that.
So this year was a little different. We did a draft for the JV or for the girls and the boys varsity games.
Okay.
We kind of just were trying to figure out which games would be the better games, and I had the number 1 pick, and I picked wrong because I picked the April Park game because I thought that would be the best girls game of the season, and then I found out that was senior night, so we both had to be with Cam, so that I blew my number 1 pick. But we did the draft this year.
Nice.
Made it fun.
Yeah. Do you recommend other parents trying that out? Because I'm sure other parents are in similar situations.
Yeah.
It worked for us. It's hard. It's hard missing kids' games. In a weird way, Ella was hurt, so she missed, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 games, good part of the regular season. So that allowed us both to see Cameron a little more frequently, which, was good for the wrong reasons. But the draft was fun, and that, made it fair, and, let the chips fall that way.
Yeah. Do you ever make trades for the draft? Like if Joe does the dishes and the laundry for a week, he gets like a extra game or anything like that?
Honestly, we probably would have if Ella had a full season and we were divided as much as we thought we were going to be to start with. But, with her being hurt, we got to a good amount we were both at a good amount of his games. So
dishes are a stretch. Maybe switch the laundry or something.
Yeah, he'll do that.
I might be willing to settle on that.
Nice.
All right, John. All right, so Joe, this question is for you. Well, you had a remarkable career at Colony, and then you continue your success. You continue your success at Quinnipiac, where you were in their Hall of Fame. Congratulations on that. I also read too where you're in the New York State Hall of Fame as well. So you're in two. That's incredible and outstanding. So during your Colony career, do you have a favorite game or memory that you look back on?
There's a couple, I would say. Thank you, by the way. There's a couple, I would say. I think our junior year, when I played with Rex, my junior year, his senior year, the Shen game at home, the infamous Staple game, was a huge win. I don't know when we had last beaten Shen for Colony before that, but it was a great crowd and back and forth game, and so that's one that definitely sticks out for me. Senior year, we had a couple of battles with Shaker that were unbelievable games, sold out, packed houses. We split with them. Each of us won on the road, funny enough. So, those were a couple from a team point of view that stick out to me. Obviously, Shaker, crosstown rival. Shen is the team that, everybody in our generation, at least, if not beyond, always wanted to beat. So, those would be the ones that kind of stick out to me.
So nice. Let me ask you a question too. I remember I was at a game. We were in the mug, and the cheerleaders were set up at the end where you guys always came in, and they had like their banner there, and I think you guys ran through and ripped it. But for some reason, you guys came in through the other way. So the question is, who's the one that organized that coup and got you guys to run outside of the school and inside?
I actually don't remember that. But if this was my senior, if it's my senior year that it happened, it was junior year.
Yeah, it was our junior year.
So
I know exactly who it was that orchestrated it. Yeah.
Okay.
I know who it was. I don't think I'm going to name him on air, but I can tell you that offline. Yeah, we went through the I know what John's talking about. The cheerleaders lineups and the players run through whatever from the locker room area. We went out the side door of the boys' locker room, ran around to the front of the lobby through the snow.
Oh yes, I vaguely remember that.
And then
I don't remember who the who the organizer was, to be honest. But
it was a senior on that team. I was a junior. You were a sophomore.
This is my sophomore year then. Okay. All right.
It was the really bad team. That's why we did things like that, because we were terrible on the court, so we had to entertain people some other way. Might have been the worst Colony basketball team ever, but I'll just say it was a senior on that team, and I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Next question, Joelle. Was it more stressful watching Joe play back in the day or watching your kids play?
Kids, 100%.
Yeah. I can see how that would be. Yeah. Any particular game this past season with all the games that went on and all the runs, any particular game that was like, you were like, oh my God, that was like the biggest nail biter ever?
Yeah, there were a few for Cam. I feel like a couple come from the CDA game. I think the first CDA game of the season where you guys were down like 11 or so with ending the third quarter and came all the way back to win. That was probably one of the most stressful games of this season. And then I think Ella's the regional game where they were making a run to come back against Liverpool, and those were two that stick out for me.
Nice.
It's funny, the parental stress is much, much different than the player stress. Like as a player, you're out there doing your thing, thinking about the game. Like the worries are much, much different than parenting for sure. Parent, you got to sit through and wait and talk about what is the coach going to do, and you're talking to the other dads and moms, and how's this going to go. And especially Cameron's season this year. Again, I wasn't at a lot of Ella's because of the injury and other things, but Cameron's team was undefeated, unbelievable 20-0, and most teams that go 20-0, which is only a handful, in our area over the years, large schools anyway. They probably win most of their games fairly handily, but this group of kids, they had a lot of games that were big rivalry games where it wasn't sure which way it was going to go, especially down the stretch. Their last 5 or 6 games, a lot of tense fourth quarter moments, comebacks, and the weight of being undefeated, I think, was with the kids and the coaches, and certainly in the stands as well. So that's a different type of of nervous. And I think, we were probably 10 times more nervous than Cam was, during those moments.
Right. Yeah. The parent, I can relate to the parent stress. Yeah. And I think it's also, I don't know, Joe, if you find this, but as someone who played the sport, I think that makes it even harder because you've played it. If you're anything like me, you think you know everything about it, and you're like, why are they not doing this? Why are they doing that? And yeah, you get the whole dad angle on there. But I think sometimes it's easier if you never played the sport. You can maybe relax a little bit. Sometimes I wish I didn't play it. So, but oh well. All right, go ahead, John.
All right. So this question is for Macy Caminella. Who is your favorite basketball player? It can be a current player or someone from the past. So we'll start with Macy.
At the moment, I have to say Caitlin Clark. I know that's a kind of basic answer, but anyone who's watching college basketball knows that right now she's the player to watch and the player to look up to. Yeah, she's amazing. She's incredible, and she's someone who I could watch play forever.
I was going to say, did you guys get the? Oh, go ahead, Pat.
No, I was going to say, did you get the chance to see her when she was in Albany? Were you home at that time?
Yeah, we watched their game against LSU, and that was just one of her many games where she completely dominated and had that winner mentality. So that was really once in a lifetime opportunity to watch, and I'm so glad it was in Albany and Albany got to host, and I was home.
Cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see the game today with her playing?
Yeah, again, South Carolina, great team. They played the better game, but you couldn't have counted Iowa out for a minute. They really gave it their all until the end. And again, she set new records, and like she always does. So great to watch.
So I got a question too. When she hits 3-pointers, she's almost like at half court. I see with all these girls out there, they're just launching from wherever they can. Is your hoop style similar to hers?
I mean, on a smaller scale, yes, I'm definitely consider myself to be a 3-point shooter. I don't know if I would say that I'm Caitlin Clark at all. But yeah, I tend to take after my dad in that way, where I definitely, the majority of my game comes from behind the line. So
nice. Cool. All right. So, Ella, who's your favorite player?
So mine's Caitlin Clark too, but to give you like a different answer, Flage from LSU. I love her style so much.
Yep. I like her too.
All right. And Cameron, who do you got?
So I have two answers. Growing up, I was always a big Steph Curry fan, like jerseys. We got to see a Warriors game. We got to see them play the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, which was just unreal. I think Kevin Durant had 40-something in the game we went to, and it was just unreal to watch, and Steph Curry was just awesome. But another one, it's kind of more random, but another one of my favorite NBA guys is John Wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been around in a while, but he might be the fastest player ever end to end, I think, baseline to baseline.
Yep.
So he's one of my favorites too. I like him. Kentucky guy.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny that I took Cam, my father and I think took him, I don't know, how old were you, Cam? Maybe 8 or 9. I mean, when we went down to the Garden, I was like, oh, Cam, this is great. My father, huge Knicks fans. I'm going to take Cam to the Garden. Curry mania was just kind of taking off at this point. All the young kids love Curry. I'm like, I'll take Cam to see Curry. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to take him to the Garden. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, decades-long Knicks fan. Cam's going to be converted once he gets in there. We take him. The Warriors, the Knicks competed that day, and they were really bad. But, fueled the fire toward the Warriors and toward Steph. So that was a unsuccessful journey for me in that way.
Yeah.
Something you don't see often in Madison Square Garden is a lot of blue and yellow. Right. And we saw a lot of Curry jerseys out there. I remember
Steph Curry, especially then.
And I actually just went to a Knicks game a few days ago, and it was nothing like that. It was a lot of orange and a lot of Knicks fans.
Yeah, he's made Under Armour a lot of money.
Yep, he has.
Yeah. John, did you have a follow-up question for all of them?
Yeah, so we'll go back to Macy. So follow-up question is, who's your favorite basketball team?
Basketball team professionally, I mean, I love watching the Knicks play. Just because I grew up with my dad always having the Knicks on. So I would say professionally, they're my favorite team. this year UConn's been fun to watch, both men and women. I always support UConn. So, and also Cam's a Duke fan, so I always grew up rooting against him, cheering for UNC.
Okay.
That's going to be a stressful house there. All right. Ella, who do you have?
I'm a Celtics fan, actually.
Wow.
I don't know really why. Just since 4th grade, I just love watching them.
Okay. Nice. And Cam, who do you have?
Like Macy said, I'm kind of converting myself from an NBA fan to more of a college basketball guy. I've loved watching college basketball this season, so I'm going to go with Duke. They're probably my favorite team.
Nice. Okay. I remember back in the day too when Rex and I were young rascals, man. That's when Duke had Bobby Hurley and all them, and Danny Hurley, is going tomorrow night. And actually, their game is 5 minutes from my house here, so I was tempted to go there, but the $2,000 tickets, it was a little hard to. Yeah, it was a little hard to come by. I asked Rex if he wanted to go rob some banks. He said no. So I said, all right, I'll have to watch it on TV this year.
But I remember checks from the Pit podcast, we'll be paying your way for that.
Yeah, we're winning to cash those. But yeah, I remember Duke was huge. And there was a guy, I forgot his name. He was from Shen, who's on the Duke team that year. I can't think of his name.
Greg Kubek.
Yes.
Yeah.
The three-pointer.
Yeah, my son actually, he practices AAU at Christian Leitner's High School out here in Buffalo, Nichols School.
Yep.
So, yep. All right, Joe, we'll take a going down memory lane question here. We'll test your memory a little bit. When you were a junior and you played in the Colonie tip-off tournament at the beginning of the season, what 2 teams did we beat, and what 2 Colonie players made the alternate team?
Oh man, junior year. I would say Bethlehem. I'm usually very, very good at this stuff. My recollection's usually very good, but this is a good one. I would say Bethlehem. I know my senior year we beat Gloversville and Bethlehem, and I got hurt a couple minutes into my first game, so I didn't play that much that weekend. But junior year, I would say Bethlehem we beat, and not Gilderland. Maybe LaSalle?
That would be incorrect.
Partial credit? 1 out of 2?
Yeah. You got LaSalle right. We beat LaSalle in the first game, and then we beat Gloversville in the second game.
Oh, so I was sniffing right around it. You didn't let me work to my final answer. I was kind of circling it, thinking back. So I was in the ballpark.
You gotta be decisive on the Colonie Pit, Joe. And the 2 players who made the all-tournament team?
I don't remember this, but for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to say Trimarchi and Carano.
That would be correct. Yes. That's an excellent answer.
Congrats to both of us on that.
Yes. You're just for the kids' knowledge, your dad and I combined to score a lot of points together. He scored about 90% of them, and I passed him the ball about 90% of the time. So that's just kind of how it worked.
You carried on the defensive end a lot more than me, though. I got to say that for sure.
I would agree. Yeah. Your dad was allergic to 2 things in high school. I don't know if you knew this. That was defense and the weight room. Yeah. But otherwise, he was our best player. I'll give him that.
So actually, so I have a question here, but here's my other question. So who's the best trivia person in the family? So if I'm going to come over and I got to team up with trivia, who am I going to team up with?
Definitely Macy.
Yeah, that's going to Macy for sure.
Okay. All right, because on here in the Colonie Pit, we just have to hook up with the right people that have that good memory skill, good recollection. All right, so this question.
Never need to phone a Trimarchi. Macy's your go-to, I would say.
Perfect. So this one's for Joelle. Over under. How many basketball games have you watched in your lifetime? Under 5,000 or over 5,000?
Ooh, 5,000 is a big number, but
in your lifetime.
In my lifetime, I think over.
Wow. It's possible.
Yeah.
I think those
it feels like in the last 2 days at AU, we've done about 150. So that's on our way.
I mean, there were some weekends we were doing between the 3 of them 8.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, AAU adds up after a while.
Yeah.
walk out of those tournaments completely exhausted.
Yep.
I always say the best part, at least for a parent, of an AAU weekend is when you get home and you clip that little wristband off, and I'm like, oh, it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah, especially when they give you like one of those cheesy like pink ones with like elephants on it or something. It's so bad. Yeah.
Monday mornings hit hard as an AAU parent. There's so many late Sunday nights. We drive back, get home at 10, 11, 12, and, off the bed, up and at them for the next week. It's my endurance is not what it used to be when Macy was young. We could go at it pretty hard and bounce back, but my endurance is slipping by the year.
I hear you. John, do we want to just extend part one, or do we want to break here? What do you want to do?
We can just extend it.
Okay, let's go. Let's go into overtime on part one here. So this question is for all of you. We'll go around here. Favorite mall to go to, Crossgates or Colony Center? Macy.
Crossgates.
Cameron.
I'm not really a big on malls, but I guess if I had to choose one, it would be Crossgates.
Ella.
Crossgates.
Okay. Joe and Joelle?
Colony Center.
Ooh.
Yeah, I stay far away from malls, but I guess just location-based, I'd go Colony Center myself.
All right, well, back in the Colonie Pit, we used to go to malls, so I guess that's not really a relevant question for today, so forgive us.
But from what I've seen, I know you guys asked the mall question, and I haven't seen anybody answer Mohawk yet, so I'm ready to come with Mohawk Mall. They had ground round. We used to go for all-you-can-eat wings for Monday Night Football, so I was ready for that. But you threw the modern-day curveball because of the audience, I guess.
We took Mohawk Mall out of it just because no one was acknowledging it, and I kind of felt bad.
I guess I needed to be on a couple of weeks ago.
You did.
To keep it relevant.
You did. Go ahead, John.
All right, this is for everyone. It's summer. It's hot. It's August. You're just miserable. The Great Escape or Waterslide World? Macy, who do you got?
Great Escape.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, Waterslide World is gone, isn't it now?
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever been to Waterslide World.
Is no more.
Oh, boy.
I know you've been out of Colonie a little bit. Where are you living, John? Not in this area.
No, I'm out here in Arizona and Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. I was
okay. Yeah, actually, they just sold off all the memorabilia from Waterslide World, the signs and some of the other stuff. They just auctioned it off because it's been gone. So I don't even think these guys know what that is.
All right. Well, we can
obviously, but I don't think that these guys would have never been there.
All right. Well, basically, Waterslide was a big slide with water went down it. That's all you need to know. We can change the question up. Great Escape or the Saratoga Racetrack? Let's do that.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Go ahead.
I'm going to have to go Saratoga Racetrack.
You guys are a big track family, aren't you?
Yeah, we're a big fan of Saratoga in general, but we love the track. So, for me, that's an easy one.
Okay. You guys got a dog, right?
Yeah.
Is it Dunk? Is that the name, Dunk?
Yeah, he was around here. He was just ringing his bell to go outside just a minute ago. So, Duncan is here somewhere. If he comes by, I'll pick him up.
All right, interesting. Yeah, we got to get the dog in the shot. But let me think.
Come here, buddy.
First, the dog's going to make an appearance. We got a cameo from the dog. The first ever dog on the Colonie Pit, Dunk. Give it up for Dunk.
There's Duncan lanyard right here. You can't see that, but little basketball with Duncan on there. So
I like it.
He was a COVID dog when everybody was home and nobody was doing anything. We had time to kind of bring him up and train him and stuff. So
so we got the Tri-6. It's not the Tri-5. It's Tri-6.
Yep.
You didn't tell me that. But anyway, the question for the dog is, or for whoever is, who does the dog like the best?
Oh, it's
Dad.
No doubt, Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Probably because I'm the only one that takes care of him.
Oh, please.
All right, here we go. So this is for everyone. Who you picking? You're on your team, and it's Game 7. You need the win. Who are you going with, LeBron or Jordan? Or is there someone else that you'd rather have besides those two? Let's start with Macy on the bottom of the screen for the win.
I'm going to have to go with Jordan. I think the NBA is a different game. I mean, obviously I wasn't around back then, but I think the NBA is a different game now than it was then. And I don't know, I'm taking Jordan all the way.
Nice. Cam, who do you have?
I was gonna wait to go last because I think I'm gonna be the only one that goes with LeBron on this one because I don't know. I just think bigger frame and bigger body and better overall player in my opinion.
Nice. Ella, who do you have?
I gotta say Jordan.
Nice. Joelle, who are you going with?
Jordan, play.
Nice. And last, who do you have, Joe?
I'm going to go with choice C, Patrick Ewing. with Jordan second. I think LeBron is awesome. I think he gets too much hate. But with my life on the line, I would have to go with Jordan. I wasn't a Jordan fan because he broke my heart year after year with as a diehard Knicks fan. But, yeah, with my life, I'd have to go with Jordan.
Yeah, but I was going to say in '95, that's when the Knicks actually won it. Wasn't that year, '95? Stark and all those guys.
Yeah, the Knicks '94 is when I was just talking to Cam about this the other day. I went to Game 7 when they played the Pacers in MSG. They won Game 7 that put them into the finals against the Rockets in '94.
Wow, so that's with Reggie Miller then on the team.
Yep, Reggie Miller, Ewing, Starks, Rick Smits, that team that battled year after year. So they played in Game 7. Cam went to the game last week, and he was talking about the energy in MSG. So I was telling him about just yesterday, I think it was, about that experience. So it was awesome.
Yes. Wow. Right, and actually, cool. I was going to say, did you guys get to see that documentary, The Last Dance? What do you think of it?
Yep. Yeah, we watched it as a family. Was that over quarantine? And it was
awesome. Yeah, it was right in quarantine.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Again, I mean, it's hard for me to watch as some of the Bull stuff, but that was really cool. And again, that was a time when they had a captive audience. Nobody had anything to do. So I can't remember what night it was on, but that was like the highlight of the week because at least gave something to do for 2 hours.
See, I actually had you guys picked as like a Tiger King type of family, you know, with The Last Dance. I didn't think. I thought you guys were Tiger King, but all right. So it's The Last Dance.
These guys bust my butt because I do watch Naked and Afraid and Swamp from time to time. So.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to audible a little bit here, John, the last two questions, because we kind of are. The last question was supposed to be who was winning a 3-point contest in the Trimarchi family, but we've kind of already addressed that, and we're just going to say that's a undecided question. Yeah. So we're not going to get consensus on that one, I can tell. So I got two last questions that we'll just wrap up here. Favorite sneaker brand for each of you? Macy.
Nike.
Ella.
Nike.
Cameron.
Nike.
Joelle.
I like New Balance right now.
Oh, I like the different one. Joe.
I was a Converse guy back in the day, so if you're talking historically, I was always, again, anti-Jordan, so I never wore Nikes back in middle school, high school. I wouldn't wear them. I wore Converse and some other stuff, but I wear Nikes now. I've softened a little bit of it.
Yeah, you were a true Converse guy. I remember that back in the day. I think we were the last team to ever wear Converse. The Larry Johnson grandmama Converse. But I was an anti-Nike guy and still kind of am to a certain degree. I'm an Adidas guy though, but I do like the New Balance pick though, Joelle. That's a good one too. And then the last question is, Joe, back in the day when we played in the Knickerbocker Arena, your 10th grade season, who did we play? Two games.
Oh, man, that was my first varsity game. We beat, I don't know if it was Glens Falls or South Glens Falls, I think we played. And then the next game, I think we played Albany Academy, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep, correct.
We won the first game, and then I think we lost
the second
close game in the second game.
Yep. And kids, just so you know, your dad had 2 really good shooting games in those first 2 games, and next thing I know, he's walking around the Knickerbocker Arena with your mom, all googly eyes, and here we all are here today. That's literally how it happened. I was like, oh, Joe got a girlfriend. I was like, what just happened? But yeah, that's how it went down. I believe that's how it went down. That's my version of it.
Hey, look, it was a long time ago now, so I mean, that's you could sell me on that.
Yeah. So the rest is history. So anyway, Trimarchi family, it's been awesome spending some time with you here, and we wish you all the best, both in your playing careers, your business careers, your family, everything. It was good to have you all on, and thank you for joining us on the Colonie Pit. And John, any messages for our audience before we sign off here?
No, just click and save and follow. And actually, Rex, I don't know if you know, our German audience is rising rapidly. So I think we're huge. We might have to do the pit in Germany one of these days. So we're rising up. But to all the people out there, keep subscribing and following. We appreciate it. And to the Trimarchi, try 6. I'm not going to forget Dunk. Thank you guys for joining. Much appreciated. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.